Hi, I'm Meteorologist John Dissauer. Thanks for checking out my blog. It is Sunday evening, about 10 till 7, and let's talk a little weather. We've got two rounds to deal with, one for tonight and one for tomorrow night. First of all, we've got winter storm warnings just to our south for Memphis, Little Rock, Nashville, Chattanooga, and places to the south. To the west, we have winter weather advisories. To our northwest, we have winter storm watches, and even to our east, up towards Cincinnati, there are winter storm watches. Officially, in the KFES viewing area, we have a winter weather advisory from right now until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, Monday morning, for northeast Arkansas, the Missouri Boot Heel, and northwestern Tennessee. That has not changed since earlier today. Now, when you look at the radar imagery, you think, hey, we've got snow moving in. That's not necessarily the case. This is what I like to refer to as radar snow. The moisture is still back to our south, and just from looking at ground truth, I think probably right along here is our northern extent of what's actually reaching the ground. All this north of here is all dry air, or we've got dry air in place, so what's falling out of the clouds at this point is drying up. Interestingly enough, look at the temperatures. These are as of 6 o'clock, so they're a little on the old side, but we're sitting in the upper 60s to lower 30s. Now we look at the dew point, and that is the measure of the moisture in the air, and you can tell it's a bit drier. So I'll toggle this back and forth. Here is the air temperature, and here is the dew point. So look at Poplar Bluff. 29 degrees is the current temperature. Look at the dew point, it's 15. So we've got dry air in place. The humidity is low. I think we probably need to get that up to around 20 degrees, or the dew point up to 20 degrees, before we start to see any of that reaching the ground. And Dyersburg, I think, really needs to come up a lot. And Dyersburg dew point of only 7 actually concerns me a little bit about the amounts of snow we could see in northwestern Tennessee, as it's going to take a while to moisten up the column of air to be able to start seeing snow reaching the ground. Here's a bigger picture of the system that's affecting much of the south-central United States. Lots of reports of pileups on interstates, big ice storm from Jackson, Mississippi, up to just north of Montgomery. The computers are indicating that's showing up as rain right now, but cold air at the surface goes all the way down towards Montgomery, so that may actually be freezing rain we are watching there moving through Alabama. But then snow across the northern part of Mississippi, also across northern Alabama, and now moving in towards the Atlanta area. So we'll be seeing a lot of this changing over. Also snow in Little Rock. But look at the back edge. You can see where the snow is beginning to end. It's back here. And you can also see, notice there's nothing going on here. The back edge of the rain is beginning to end. And one thing of interest is that looking at the winds just a few thousand feet up, we're at roughly 700 millibars. Winds are from west to east, so we're not really tapping into the Gulf of Mexico very well. I wanted to show you this animation of the GFS forecast model. This is looking at winds at 700 millibars, or a couple thousand feet up. So this is usually what we use for the conveyor belt to help pump up moisture to continue to feed into the storm. But I want you to notice that, and it's maybe a little hard to tell, but the winds are going more like this. So from west to east, we would almost need more of a wind component to do this to help feeding the moisture up our way. Go ahead and play this out, and you'll see the winds stay very west to east through tomorrow morning. So this area to the north of that wind is not really going to be able to continue to be fed moisture from this system to the south. So I think there could be some moisture issues with the storm as it keeps pushing eastward as we go through the overnight hours. Here's the GFS model showing where precipitation would be falling. It's going to show up as all green. With this computer, I don't have the ability to change it where it shows a winter mode or a snow mode versus mix or rain. So all the green is going to be falling in the form of snow. Now here we are at 10:30 tonight, and you can see the moisture is still just to our southwest. So this is where a lot of that moisture is falling and evaporating into the area. Now as we go through the overnight hours, it does begin to bring moisture to the ground. Here we are at 3 o'clock Monday morning with snow over the Missouri Boot Heel, northwestern Tennessee, and western Kentucky. Also notice, and I hope you can see this on the computer, on the video, a little bullseye of moisture right here over western Tennessee, according to the GFS. And this would kind of jive with the higher amounts I've been talking about through parts of northwestern Tennessee and kind of along and southeast of that line where I think we could see 2.5 inches of snow. And that band almost starts to clip Callaway County just a little bit in western Kentucky. Here we are at 6:30 Monday morning. The snow is beginning to come to an end, and then it's out of here by 8:30. So again, we're talking about not snow for everybody, but probably something south of a line like this would be where we'd see snow of any kind, and probably more so for accumulating snows is going to be something along this line and to the south would be where we'd see more of the accumulation going on. Now our 21Z run of the RPM model, this is what it's indicating, and I think our good old RPM is a little out to lunch again. This morning it was doing better, but I think tonight just not doing as well. Indicating only a ½ inch of snow in Martin, a 1/10 of an inch in Murray, and a 3/10 of an inch in Portersville. Again, I think 1.5 inches, maybe the Missouri Boot Hill, up to 2.5 inches in northwestern Tennessee, and maybe 1.5 inches in Murray. If we've got moisture around, and there's still some question marks as we saw a little while ago. Then we start talking about our next system that could bring us some snow. Not for Sunday night into Monday morning, but for Monday night into Tuesday morning. This is going to be one that's coming up from Kansas City, so turn your attention up towards Kansas City and Columbia, and you'll see the snow numbers start to pile up pretty quickly as the snow moves eastward. After midnight Tuesday morning is when we'd see it passing through here. It's putting down 1.3 inches of snow for Cape, almost 4.5 in Columbia, and if we looked at it a little closer, you'd see that it's putting down about 2.5 inches of snow for Farmington. I think generally we're probably looking at accumulating snow probably somewhere north of this line. I like that little blue line, or the darker blue line that the RPM is showing. North of this, probably 1 to 3 inches of snow. I'd say probably the 1 to 3 would occur somewhere over this general area, with probably 1 inch south of that. So we could see an accumulating snow for our northern counties. It won't last, or the snow itself won't last very long. It'll stick on the ground for a while because we're going to stay pretty cold for the several days afterwards. Right now I'm going for a high of 22 Wednesday afternoon and down to 9 degrees Thursday morning if we have snow on the ground, and temperatures only getting above freezing perhaps by Friday. So it's going to stay cold. Still some question marks about tonight. I'm still concerned about this dry air that we've got entrenched at the surface. It's going to take a while to overcome that. I still think we could see some snow over our southern counties. If you're north of there, you're going to have school tomorrow, kids, so don't plan on having school called out. But if you're in the Missouri Boot Hill or northwestern Tennessee, there is still a chance you might get some of that, a few schools canceled tomorrow morning. That's the latest from here. Thanks for checking out my blog, and let me know what you think about these video updates, and also let me know what you think about the interactive radar and the watches and warnings pages at the top of the blog. Have a great evening.